Hi, I'm Anna, Alchemist of the Arts. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, then welcome. And if you've been here before, then thank you for returning. If you'd like to follow, then please feel free. I'm going to try and put out more of these quick readings. This one, I'm just going to put it through as messages your guides want you to hear right now. I hadn't wanted to draw any cards at all. I just thought I've got these beautiful pieces of amethyst, and let's just go and just do a soul guidance reading, what you guys want you to hear right now. So let's get into it. This first piece of amethyst is this beautiful piece of chevron amethyst. It's so unique. So this is for pile number 1. This is calling you, and that's for pile number 1. This second piece of amethyst is druzy amethyst, and I love this. It's just so beautiful. So if you were drawn to this one, this is pile number 2. And this third piece is another piece of chevron amethyst, and I don't even know if you can see this, but it's got this kind of triangle in it. I mean, these two pieces came from the same batch, but they blew my mind, so we had to have them. Okay, so that's pile number 3. As always, take your time before choosing your pile. You might be drawn to more than one. These aren't going to be super long readings, or at least I'm not intending them to be, but we'll see. I'm just going to keep recording. See how they feel to you. See how they feel. Take a deep breath. Allow your intuition to guide you. If you were drawn to all of the piles, there might be a message in there for you in all of them. If anything doesn't resonate, if it sounds absolutely wrong for your life, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, you don't have to take it. Obviously, I don't do hard and fast predictions. I am not bigger than the cosmos, the weird. I tune into specific energies right now. If you hear or feel something that you don't like, I am a firm believer that we have complete and utter free will, so we can make a new decision. We can shift our course of action. Anything can happen in a given moment, but I personally believe we can take that power for ourselves and in a very empowered way use a reading to gauge where we are and see where we want to shift or pivot next. So pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. I will take these 2 away, and then when you are ready, let's start with pile 1. Okay. Being drawn here. Pile number 1, instantly. Okay. The Guardians, shielding, defense, warning. Being drawn to the dreams of Gaia. Yeah. Getting a few different messages here, I'll be honest with you. They want me to use these as well, which is a really interesting combo. Let's go with it. There'll be a reason. Yeah. Okay. There is some kind of situation, pile 1, that you feel like you have been defending yourself against for a very long time. Something that you feel has kept you feeling really bound. You might have felt really trapped. You might have felt completely constrained. This could be a particular person in your life. It could be a job. It could be a situation. But it feels like you have been putting those walls up for such a long time. You've forgotten what it is to truly live on your own terms, to live in that beautiful, free self-expression. It's almost like this constriction. And I just keep getting, some of you might struggle with anxiety, some of you might have panic attacks. I'm just getting the situation may have felt really quite oppressive for some of you. For others of you, it could be like a bully or somebody with like a bully-like tendency in your life. Okay, I'm getting very specific, like Felicia kind of a thing. I hate that word, and I hate the way it's used, especially in a modern context, because even at my children's age, I hear that word being thrown around. But that is what I'm getting. For some of you, it might be that kind of an environment where you've got people who are perhaps two-faced, and you don't know where to turn and don't know where to trust. But whatever way, pile one, I'm getting that this energy might have kept you, it's kept you stuck for so long, you have lost faith that things are going to change or things are going to improve. And your guides right now, your guardians, your angels, your spiritual support team, whomever you feel personally connected to, they really want you to realize it, to regain this faith in yourself, this faith to overcome. For some of you, I'm getting faith in justice. It's that belief that things are going to change, are going to improve. You need to believe in yourself and believe that these things are going to happen. This is a really big time for you. The bottom of the deck, the thing. For some of you, yeah, this really could be legal. There really could be some kind of personal legal struggle or legal issue that has been part of your life with another person, that is, you were worried it's not going to be right and you've lost faith, and your guides are calling you to have faith now. They're calling you to have faith. You need to have faith, and remember the immense power that you have in directing your thoughts and determining outcomes through your thoughts. And I know that might sound a bit crazy, but looking at the law of attraction or law of assumption could be really, really beneficial. Looking at really having that belief in yourself and that things are going to change. And the main thing is to know that you're not alone. For some of you, you're like, progress has been so slow. How is this situation ever going to get better? How is it ever going to come right? And your guides are literally standing there saying, please, don't give up on this now. You have come so far. Don't give up now. You've got to keep going. You are so nearly there. Please have faith. Let's get some tarot for you. Let's get some more of the situation. Okay. Yeah, okay. Two really strong and distinct messages here. For some of you, you feel like you don't have any options, you don't have any choices. You're in a very, might be in a very disempowered energy, feeling like you've not got anywhere left to turn. And for some of you, that is a really, wow, no one should be in that energy. If they've got this kind of stuff going on, please, if there are people that you can trust to reach out to, please, I'm just getting a strong message that there are people that can support you. There are people that will have been in this situation. There are people that will literally love to stand there and support you and stand by your side as you are going through this. So please don't cut yourself off and keep yourself isolated. It's almost saying, reach out, ask for help. There is somebody, there is a whole team of people I'm getting that are dying to help you. Please reach out to them and please trust that the situation is going to get better. Second message I'm getting instantly, some of you, you're not sleeping well. This situation, whatever it is, might be costing you sleep. And it's just, for others of you, it might be bad habits or distractions are keeping you up at night, so you're not getting enough sleep. But what I'm getting is your soul is tired and you really need to rest. And it's in those moments of rest, it might be the last thing you want to do, especially if you feel like you've really got to get things done in order to see change in this situation, whatever it might be. For some of you, it's like you feel like you've got to go all the time. And they're just saying to rest. You need to take some time to rest in order to allow for these changes to occur. And that's really interesting because the Hangman came out in the reverse and he flipped and he didn't quite go all the way. So I'm going to leave him. I'm going to honour it. I'm going to leave him on his side, which is an interesting position for the Hangman because he's neither here nor there. You're at a transitional point. You're at a point of very, very humongous change within your life, but I don't think you can quite see things changing yet, is what I'm getting from this card. You're at a point where things are going to change, and you can sense it. I'm almost feeling intuitively you feel it. There is this, that pit of your stomach. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my waters, whichever expression you might call upon. It's like you can feel the change coming, but it's not quite here yet. And they're saying, do not lose faith. Don't lose faith. Just because you can't see it yet doesn't mean it's not coming. Yeah. There is an opportunity here to see things differently. There is a shift in perceptions here. And if it's not what's coming, it's what you're being called to try and activate within yourself. Is to try and see things differently. Try and reframe this situation. Try and, if you can, whether it's working with somebody else, whether it's getting advice from somebody, there is this opportunity to see things from a different perspective. And your guides, your team would really love for you to perhaps see things from this different perspective now. They would love for you to be able to shift this state for yourself, and really embrace this change. But the big theme here is to not lose hope, to not lose faith. The change is coming. That whatever it is for you is coming. Whatever you've been defending yourself against, or feeling like you've got to fight off, or you felt bound by, change is coming. But there is this need to shift perception within us too. And that is going to really trigger the change. And believe that you have the power to create and make this change. Believe it has the power to come into your life. That is a huge component of this energy. Let's get an angels and ancestors card for you. Let's go with them these ways. Just one for Spirit. Thank you. Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times. There is absolutely, yeah, wise one, grow within your current situation. For some of you, you've been really feeling very stuck, and there is just this need. You can feel this shift coming, this expansion coming, and you feel like you've not been able to make the choices that you want to make, or the decisions that you want to make. But trust that change is coming. Trust that change is coming, and when it does, you are going to know what to do. You are going to know. Allow yourself to be guided. For some of you, there is a really strong message here of reaching out for support and assistance from a group of people or a person who might have been through what you're going through before. And what that's going to do is give you an insight into how to proceed and how to... I'm just getting that it's really interesting, because there's just this energy of like a wave of change coming, and it's like you can see it coming, but it's not quite here yet. And you know it's got to come, but you're not quite sure what to do when it gets here. So then you feel confused, and it's like, and then you kind of freeze, and you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how I'm going to deal with this change when it comes. But I'm just getting that there is this potential for a new thought, for seeing things in a new way. Other people around you, a wise person, wise counsel, support, guidance, you know, a counselor, somebody who's been through your situation before is going to be able to assist you, and they're going to be able to help you take the steps you need when the wave comes. Pile 1, interesting energy. I hope this assists you. I hope it resonates with some of you, one of you, whoever needs this message. I hope you receive it. If it doesn't resonate with you, please don't take it, because it was quite an intense energy. So please, if this doesn't sound like your life right now, this wasn't your message. This wasn't your reading. This is, you know, if it just doesn't feel right for you, please feel free to pick a different pile, pick a different reading, you know, pick a different reader, because you won't always gel with my energy. You won't feel in resonance with my energy, and that's absolutely okay. But pile 1, that's what I've got for you. I'm going to go into pile 2. Just going to shuffle. I'm going to clear the energy, clear the decks, as it were. And do that again. into pile 3. Pile 2 even, not pile 3. Take a note of the time. Okay, pile 2, if you were drawn to this pile, then this is your reading. You were drawn to this beautiful piece of druzy quartz, druzy amethyst, sorry. And I love this. It's almost, I'm looking at it and it's almost like heart-shaped from this angle, and I've never ever noticed that about this piece before. Where am I being called? I'll go with the healing messages again. Let's see what's coming through. You've got loads. Okay. Really interesting. You've got the third eye portal, the throat portal, and wisdom. So that is the third eye chakra, the throat chakra, and wisdom. Now, wisdom, this says psychic intuition and truth. The throat portal says speak your truth, courage, and suppression. And the third eye portal, vision, clairvoyance, clarity, and confusion. I feel like you are in a position where you're seeing the truth about something and you need to step forwards and say something. There is this opportunity here. It might not be stepping forward and saying something. That was an initial, it might be for some of you, but actually feeling more deeply into this energy and connecting more with the heart. There is this opportunity here to really look deep within yourself and to find some new inner wisdom. Something new is coming to light. Something new is arising within you. You are seeing things differently. This could be seeing something within yourself. It could be seeing something in the world around you. It's a literal seeing of something from new perception, from a more intuitive perception. You could be seeing a vision of the future, of future self. And this throat chakra, it needs to be expressed in some way. It could be a truth of self that you need to accept and express to yourself. Acceptance is another part of that. But that is very much a process. I can't just stand here and say, you need to accept this, because every single human being will go through their own process, their own spiritual journey, their own awakening. And that is absolutely how it's intended to be. And we can't force ourselves to acceptance. We can see something. We can be aware of something. But then it takes time for that really to be embedded within us and accepted as truth. So it feels like you're on a very interesting pathway of these new realizations of self. For some of you, you could have been or could be going through either a spiritual awakening or a really big shift in your spiritual journey where you are unlocking some new gifts perhaps. For some of you, I feel like you might be very, very strongly guided to express yourself in a new way. It might be that you're being called to express new spiritual gifts. Some gifts that you have that you might be being asked to share, whether that's your own intuitive gifts, whether they're clairvoyant gifts. There is some kind of something here that needs to be expressed or wants to be expressed, and that can be expressed in a form of self-realization, in journaling, in seeing it and experiencing it for yourself, or it can be literally verbalizing it and putting it out into the world. There's two very different energies there, and it's going to be different for anybody watching this. So for some of you, this is very much a confirmation to you, because I don't feel like this is going to be new. For some of you, there is some kind of intuitive, perhaps clairvoyant wisdom that's coming through you that you need to express and share now. And you need to find a way in which you feel comfortable expressing that. For others of you, this is seeing a truth and understanding of self. And it was interesting because I said that looks like a heart, and I felt very, very called to connect more deeply with my heart space before I read this. It was like, no, don't take the initial rush of energy that comes through. Sink down and feel into it first. So that might be another message for some of you. If you're getting a lot of guidance coming through and you're feeling uncertain about it, take that moment. As a message, as guidance comes through, take a moment, allow it to sit with it, come down into your heart space and see how it feels. Allow to see how it feels. I'm just trying to see where I'm being called. They are calling me to the dreams of God. Okay. For some of you, absolutely. I'm doing another. Oh, you did a dance on the way out. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna. Interesting AF energy. Yeah, with the hero on the bottom. We've got the Queen of Fire here. You are definitely getting some kind of message, some kind of inner guidance, whether this is to start something new, do something new, to pursue some kind of passion. It's like you are being, something has been brought to your awareness that you can express or share with the world in some way. And, you know, if, I know my mum watches my readings sometimes, I would not be surprised if she chose this pile. But, and I don't often say things like that, but there is this rising energy of what you are being. It's like a finding of self, a finding of soul self, of purpose. And for some of you, there is like this element of toil here, of continuing forwards, of knowing that you might be a bit worn, or feeling like this might be a difficult process for some reason. For some of you, it just might be a difficult process. But there is something that you can share with others. And it's like you were being called to share or express this now in a way that you can help others. Let's get some tarot for you, pile 2. These are all super specific and they're different. They always are. Interesting. Judgment. 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Queen of Swords in the reverse. And Death. There is definitely an awakening of some kind. I'll tell you what I'm getting from these. Just hoping you can see them. What I'm getting from these, for some of you, this is a really specific message, but somebody needs to hear it. It's like having another bite of the cherry. It was like there was this opportunity to build something, to do something, something that didn't quite happen. It didn't quite come together. It's something that you feel very passionate about. And I feel like your guides might be bombarding you with signs, with messages, with intuition. And you're saying to yourself, no, this didn't work out. This didn't happen. I can't do this again, or I won't do this again. But it's like they're saying to you, no, if this is what you really want, you need to go after this. There is this opportunity for change. And it's almost like the change comes from within you, accepting that what you really want is something that you've been denying yourself. It's something that you've not been allowing yourself to see, to have, to do. For some of you, it's like you just, yeah. Did anything else flip? No, it was like there was this, for some of you, there is something you've been denying yourself, and it's almost like, I don't want to cause any issues. I don't want to cause any wobbles. I don't want to create any rifts. So I'm just going to stay still. And I'm not going to move forwards. And for some of you, it's because there's this belief that it didn't work out before, so it's not going to work out now. But there is this huge change, and whatever it is it's coming up and it's not let go for a reason. And it's almost saying, I'm getting this, the heart space thing again. The Queen of Fire. I mean, this is, I'm just getting really strongly the solar plexus. I mean, this is a really, I'm getting from this reading, if you might work with energy or understand energy, or have gone through a spiritual awakening perhaps, or going through a spiritual awakening, but it's like you were being lit up and guided in a particular direction, and there is something that you're saying, no, I can't do that, I can't have that, or it didn't work out before, or just I can't do it. And it's getting out of your head and stepping more into that passion, getting back into your heart. What does your heart want? Wow, okay, I can't take all of them. Yeah, yes. This is a call to get out of this stuck energy. And the way through is listening to your intuition and going down into your heart. I feel like you might be getting so many messages. You might be, this could be about a person. This could be about a career. This could be about a dream that you've got, a wish that you really, a life's goal, a dream. This change occurs when you stop judging yourself from the past and everything that didn't happen or went wrong, or the anxiety or the stories that we may tell ourselves, reasons why we say we can't have, and that's where we get stuck. The change comes from wiping this energy and going, no, do you know what? This isn't letting me go for some reason, and I'm going to see this through. I'm going to pursue it. I'm going to follow it. Let's get this. Let's get one of these for you to finish this reading. Enter sacred space. Commune with your fairy allies. This is definitely calling upon you, because at the top here we have this fairy queen, this queen of wisdom and intuition, and she's got a fairy guide with her. You were literally being called upon to tune into your intuition. And I'm getting, if you don't trust the messages, the synchronicities, it might be number messages, whatever's coming through for you, if you don't trust it, that is the moment where you sink down into your heart space. Sink down into your heart space and truly see how it feels for you. For some of you, I'm getting very strongly, there is some kind of winged, could be an angel, a butterfly, a bee, or a bird, or a fairy, a winged creature that is your guide, your message that keeps coming through. And it's like, don't ignore it. It is a sign, it's confirmation for you. Trust it. This is get out of your head, get back into your heart, even if it's just for a split second. Tune into your intuition and trust it. They're really calling upon you to trust it. Pile 2, again, super specific. I'm going to put the cards away now, getting ready for pile 3. I hope that resonated with some of you. You know, personal readings are available if you would like one. I do offer personal readings. They're available on my Etsy, and all the information's in the description box below. But I hope this assists you. I hope there was a message in there for you. Let's get this angel cleared. I'm ready for pile 3. Still feels a bit unnatural to me to not stop filming in between the piles, but I figured we'd see how it goes. So let me know what you think, because I used to pause them in between. So I guess it's a bit weird because you just hear me talking to myself now. But I almost kind of appreciate that moment of pause in between. Maybe you do too. Let me know. If you've got any comments on that, just let me know whether you love it, hate it. You know, feel free to drop the comments below. Okay. Let's get time. Okay, pile 3. If you were drawn to this pile, then this is your reading. You were drawn to this piece of chevron amethyst today, which has this beautiful, it's almost like a triangle. It's not quite a perfect triangle, but it is just this beautiful geometric pattern. It's very unique, absolutely stunning. Okay, let's get into it. Let's start with the healing messages and just see what comes through. Poles 1 and 2 have been very different, so let's see what comes through for pole 3, please. You've got multiple messages too. Interesting. Contemplation and manifestation. Instantly, clearly decide what you want so that you can bring it into your life. There is this need perhaps to slow down, this need perhaps to go into a place of self-reflection, into a very peaceful space. And I was getting that there may be a link between 2 and 3, and it might just be the message that I got with pole 2, and that was to keep coming back into the heart space, connecting with the heart space, what the heart truly wants, needs and desires. That could be a very relevant message for you as well, pole 3. Manifesting from a place of heart and really knowing truly what we want in our hearts in order so that it can manifest, and not from a place of greed or need or lack, and not that they're, you do you, but I'm getting, in order for things to truly manifest in your life, if you want something new in your life, whether it's love, whether it's money, a new career, opportunities, travel, if you want that to come into your life, be really clear with yourself now about what it is that you want to bring into and create in your life. There is definitely this opportunity for peace and a pause. Meditate, journal, go into that space of visualizing or daydreaming your life, and then decide. See what comes through. It can be really surprising sometimes. We don't necessarily, we have an idea about what we want, and then it's not until we actually go into that playful state, that daydreaming state, where we allow ourselves to go into the place of having it, visualizing having it, and then it's like, wow, actually I want it but like this, or I want it times 10, or I want that but in this way. And it's really engaging with how that feels in order for you to step into it, in order for you to go into it. Why am I being called? Why are they calling me? They're wanting me to take another one of these, which is really interesting, because I was going to go to a different deck, but they don't. They want me to, now that I've delivered that message. Okay. We've got isolation, loneliness, reconnection, home. I think after the message I've just said about really going to that space of visualizing what you've had, that is how we manifest. It's going into that space of being, of thinking about it, of believing that we are there, that we can have it, that we're worthy of having it, and allowing for that to kind of unfold within our lives. If you've been in a process or a place or a space where you felt very closed off and very, very different, very far apart from this dream life that you want, it's almost saying to you, that is what needs to shift now. It's like, go into that daydreaming state, allow yourself to visualize, allow yourself to believe and dream in a better future, and to the future that you want, and allow that for that to unfold, allow for it to happen. But in order for it to do so, it's almost like having to come out of this energy of isolation, of feeling lonely. Interesting. Yeah. We've got desire on the bottom of the deck. And then we've got the 5 of Earth here, which in this deck in particular, I was looking at this card the other day. It's interesting. It equates it to that devil within. Why do we want what we want? Why do we desire what we're desiring? What is our motivation for desiring it? And it's interesting because I was getting really strongly It's that going into that daydreaming, contemplative place of having what we want, and then perhaps realizing, actually, I don't want that at all. That isn't what I want. It can represent gambling. It can represent taking risks. It can represent throwing all of our cards on the table. Perhaps you've got a couple of extra aces up your sleeve. Perhaps there has been this desire to do something, to manifest something, to bring it into your life, but maybe you're seeing things differently now. Maybe it's an opportunity to see things differently and actually to come into a far more grounded and complete vision of self with the Ten of Pentacles here, the Ten of Earth, sorry. Because this is the difference between the 5 and the 10. It's the difference between being the gambler, the person who's just going to play a hand for the sake of it, of being driven by base desire or a certain type of desire, instead of really connecting to that full sense of self, that fully expansive vision of self in the future. There's a few different energies here. For some of you, it's very much dream bigger. Dream bigger. Look beyond what is right in front of you now and dream bigger. Just keep dreaming bigger. There is a bigger dream at play for you or possible for you. Something that you might feel that you haven't, either aren't worthy of or you haven't seen yet. For some of you, I'm getting, if you're manifesting a specific person, there could be something better for you. There could be something better ahead, or if there has been somebody that you've really wanted, or a situation, it feels like there is better. It doesn't necessarily mean it isn't that person. It could just be done in a different way. And there is this need to allow for things to unfold. I mean, there's so many different potentials here, different energies, different stories. They'll be different for each of you. The overwhelming message with those cards, whatever you are manifesting, allow yourself to fully go into that space of having it and see how it feels, because there might be a bigger vision that actually you realize you want to manifest. And it doesn't mean that you can't manifest or visualize things in their beginning stages and then expand upon it, but bigger picture, they're just saying that there is something beautiful waiting for you. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles and Justice in the reverse. Manifest or come to that place of knowing exactly what you're worth. Imagine your life from a place where you already feel comfortable, where you don't feel in this isolation energy. I'm just getting, there might be something that you are not seeing. There's like a bigger picture. For some of you, okay, now I think this is what this is saying. It's almost like, okay, I feel like this is the message that perhaps I wasn't getting. For some of you, you could have really wanted something. You could have been really focused on something that hasn't come together for you, something that didn't manifest, and it's left you feeling a bit hard done by, like justice wasn't done, like you didn't get what was due to you. You didn't get this beautiful, abundant beginning, culmination, coming together that was due to you. But actually they're saying, if this didn't come together, it's because it's going to come together better for you. It's going to come together bigger and better in a way you haven't seen yet, in a way you haven't even visualized yet. And you need to trust and believe that something bigger and greater than you've imagined is coming. It's saying, like, don't cash in your chips now just because you feel like you've got to settle for something, or you're going to end up with nothing. You need to dream the big dream that you've been stopping yourself from dreaming. Yes, the Nine of Swords. It's like being in an anxious energy. There's these thoughts running away with you. Thoughts running away with you that you're not going to get. That you're not going to get. And it's saying that if you're not seeing progress and not seeing progress forwards, I just keep getting the message to trust. but you've got to believe that things are going to change. And sometimes it's believing in the unseen can be the hardest thing, especially when we need to feel secure and to feel something tangible, some tangible footing with this Queen of Pentacles. But it's saying that there is definitely stability coming, even if you're not feeling it right now. Yeah, you are not at the end of this journey yet. Something incredible is on the way for you and you haven't seen it all. I feel like the universe is going to surprise you. Yeah, you feel like you've explored all your options, or you don't have any other options, but you do. There is other options coming. There are other things coming. You are not at the end of this journey. You have not experienced everything you're going to experience. You have not had all the jobs you're ever going to have. You have not loved all the people you were ever going to love. You've not met all the people you were ever going to meet. There is something quite amazing and quite new coming for you. That is beautiful and exciting energy. And what they're saying is you need to have the faith and trust to believe in that. To believe in this magic, to believe that you are going to have this beautiful future. Even if you can't see it right now, you haven't played all your cards yet. Keep the vigil, justice will triumph. Return from the underworld, engage life. Yeah, this is not over. This is not done. You need to keep going. You need to keep going with either what you are manifesting or envisioning or believing, even if it's just somewhere. You're not being delusional. Believe life is getting better. There is a bigger picture here that you have not seen yet, and something truly beautiful is going to unfold. You are not down, you are not out, you are not played all your cards yet. This is saying bring your energy back from the brink of loneliness, of hopelessness. Believe things are going to change. There is something really big and quite beautiful playing out in your world. But you are going to see success. You are going to find the love. You are going to get the opportunities. You are going to get the money. You're going to get the job. It's coming. You need to believe. There are just wheels moving at the moment that you haven't seen. There are conversations being had that you've not heard. And this is all playing out in your favour. This is all playing out in your favour. You've got to trust and keep visualising and seeing the future. Keep dreaming bigger, keep dreaming bigger, keep dreaming bigger. Pile 3, I hope this helps you. Again, super specific, super different energy to the other piles. You might have felt drawn to all of them. There might be one message in here that is for you. If it doesn't resonate at all, please feel free to pick a different pile or different reading. You know, these energies are all super specific. But if you've been here, if you've watched any part of this reading and you're hearing this message now, thank you for being here. Thank you for spending the time from your life today watching this reading, and just for listening. I hope it assists you in some way. I hope there are messages in here for you somewhere. Pile 3, I'm going to say goodbye, send you all my love. Thank you for your presence, and I will hopefully see you again in another reading. Take care.